Isn't it amazing how in this present moment we have everything that we need? It is such a blessing. It is such a gift that exactly where we are and as we are right now, we have no need for anything else. We feel so whole and complete and secure exactly as we are in this very moment. God bless. Honestly, we deserve it. And also, we've worked hard for this. We can have a lot of desires for where we want to go, how we want to be, what we want our life to look like, and it is all unfolding. God is giving us the righteous ideas of our hearts, our purest intentions that are in alignment with God's will. Once our personal will is aligned with God's will, the manifestation is done. The manifestation arrives. You might want to be living higher qualities. You might want to be experiencing different experiences. You might want to be developing your career or your lifestyle more. God bless. Because a constant in life is change. So if you're wanting to change your life for the better, God bless you. You got this. And still, mutually inclusively, in this very moment, we have everything that we need. In our acceptance of things as they are, in our gratitude for things as they are, in our genuine feeling of a fullness that we have everything that we need, that vibration of abundance naturally allows change to manifest in the most aligned ways according to God's will, because everything is always changing anyways. We frequently hear that all we gotta do is hold our vibration, hold our state. And I would just like to say that it's not always very realistic to hold a state, to hold a vibration, because as humans, we are always fluctuating in emotions, we're fluctuating in our focuses, we're fluctuating in our attention. One thing that I find really amazing about manifestation and living in your desired reality, that it actually doesn't require you to hold your exact same state. You are not required to hold the exact same state in which you want to be living in. All that is required is your genuine effort. Because realistically, as humans, we're always fluctuating, we're always changing in our states of being. We cannot feel positively up all the time. There's going to be phases in which we feel a little bit emotionally down or even physically fatigued. Just because we feel that way at that time, that doesn't mean that the manifestation of our desired reality is being pushed farther away. All that is required is our awareness of our present state and intentionality in refining that present state into what we prefer. We're not always going to be perfect at it. We're definitely not always going to be perfect at refining our present state into what we prefer. For example, one of the key aspects of manifesting the very best is to not have fear. Fear is inverted faith. Fear is having faith in badness and not in good, not in God. But we are only human. We're only human. We're naturally going to feel fear sometimes. That natural fear arising when it does is not an instance demonstrating that your desired reality is far away from you. That's not the case. All that is required is your awareness of the emotion that is arising and your intentionality in refining it, in saying to yourself, okay, I understand that I feel this way. I accept my emotional and energetic state, and with my focus, I choose to perceive the situation in the way in which I want to experience it, because our perspectives are our experience. And then maybe a couple hours later, you might feel fear again. That is not an instance of saying that you're not aligned with your manifestations. It's simply an opportunity for you to be aware of the current emotion that is arising and with intentionality, refine it into what you prefer. All that is required is your effort. So when people say hold your state, hold your vibration so the manifestation can arrive, I would actually like to edit that and say all that is required is your effort. All that is required is your effort to hold the state and hold the vibration, because realistically, we cannot always hold the exact state or hold the exact vibration. but we can always make the genuine, sincere effort. That's all that is required, because God is the all-knowing, God is the all-seeing. God knows that you are maintaining and holding your effort. We can use every instance of effort as training and as practice. We're always getting better every single time. Every effort of persisting makes us better. And really, all that's required is our effort anyways. We're not always going to be performing super well, but what is well? Doing well is actually being focused, making genuine efforts, having pure intentions. God knows that you are holding your effort, that you're making genuine effort to cultivate your mind, to exist in your mind as you want to experience in your life. That is such a remarkable thing. That's so remarkable. Well done. Well done that you are even making efforts to live the life that you want to live. You are aware that your mind is the source of your reality. You believe in yourself that you do have control over your reality. Not necessarily in the exact manifestations that are realized in physical reality, but you do have control over your reality in the sense of how you perceive it. How you choose to perceive is how you experience this life. Your perspective is your experience. The fact that you're making genuine efforts to refine the workings of your mind is more than enough. There are a lot of methods, there are a lot of techniques in refining our mind. Some aspects of manifestation are choosing the perspective that you wish to experience. For example, you can get a parking ticket and you can choose to be upset and perceive that as something as unfair or unjust, or you can get a parking ticket and perceive, wow, paying that parking ticket is contributing to someone's salary somewhere down the line. All of my needs, all of my resources are provided for me anyways by God. So the fact that I paid for this ticket is a demonstration that I can afford this, that I can more than afford this. That is an instance of me being able to gratefully and fearlessly spend money that is demonstrating how responsible I am in my life. There are so many positive and productive ways to perceive any experience. We sometimes just tend to immediately perceive in a certain way because that is generally how society perceives, or that's how we've been programmed to perceive certain experiences. But you have the control to perceive anything however you want to experience it. So that's step one. Cultivate your perspectives. You have total control over the perspectives that you take. And if you ever need another perspective, you can always ask a friend. You can let me know in the comments if you need a new perspective. I can definitely try to provide you with a constructive perspective that'll help you align your mind with what you prefer in your life. But really deep down, you already know what you want to experience, so you can cultivate that perspective accordingly. Another aspect of manifestation is focusing your attention on what you prefer. What you focus on is what you continue to manifest in your life. We can even just consider how powerful our faculty of sight is. The fact that we can see things, first of all, is amazing. God bless us. God bless our sight. If you want to manifest money, just look at money more. And this could also mean just going on Pinterest and saving a whole bunch of photos of money. The more that you view those visions of money, the more that it manifests in your life, because your sight is literally an aspect of your experience. Same thing goes with hearing. If you are wanting to manifest a certain job, you can focus on hearing the correlated information that you would be hearing in that job. Maybe this means listening to audiobooks or podcasts that are aligned with that job. Place your attention on what you want to manifest. Another aspect of manifestation is belief. God bless. What you believe to be true is what you experience in life. This is also correlated to what you assume to be true is what you experience. Because what you assume to be true about life is basically creating the funnel through which you even perceive things. If you assume that only the very best occurs to you, something could happen to you that others might perceive to be as tough or unfortunate. But if you genuinely assume, if you genuinely believe that only the very best can happen to you, that instance can occur and you won't think twice about it. You will innately find a way to perceive that that experience to be benefiting you. That is creating your experience. You can cultivate the beliefs that you want to be believing about life by programming your subconscious mind using the SATS method. The SATS method stands for state akin to sleep, and this is basically the state in which you are either meditating very deeply, you're a bit in a drowsy state. This could also occur right before you fall into sleep and right after you wake up. In this really sensitive state, you can intentionally repeat affirmations in your mind on what you choose to be believing in life. Affirm these beliefs not only with your thoughts, but with emotion. Emotionalize these beliefs. So say that you want to build a really successful business. God bless you, bestie. In your state akin to sleep, you can be affirming to yourself, my business is so successful. I'm so grateful for my consistent income. I'm grateful that my business looks and feels exactly as I want it to. And you are feeling deeply in your heart that all of this is true. You are visualizing it, and you are pairing those affirmations with positive emotions, embodying the state of it being totally true. And of course, you are also joining these affirmations in programming your subconscious mind with faith. Having faith that all of this works, that all of this is true. God bless you so much, beautiful soul. You got this. You're so aligned. You're working on the right things. You got this. I believe in you. What we can do for another is to believe in them as we might want someone to believe in us, because all it takes is one other person who genuinely believes in another in order to positively impact that person to fulfill their dreams. Like the video, subscribe to the present moment, where we are all living in the present moment here together. God bless you so much. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all next time on the present moment. God bless.